Hey, good morning. Yes, it is. It is Friday. That means the end of the work week for most of you, right? Today is March 21st of 2025. So, what are we going to talk about today? Well, I always flip over to comments every morning, and I was amazed of how the comments were blown right up, compared to normally one or two. And you guys hit the nail on the head, and we'll go into it more this morning. So, stay tuned. Alrighty, welcome back. My name is Eric, if you didn't already know it. And yes, this is the weekday, Monday through Friday. Today is Friday, payday for some of you. So, what are we talking about today? I'm talking about a continuation of the conversation that I had yesterday, and that is how would you sell if you decided to sell? And I'll be honest with you, you guys had some really great comments. And it's a lot of what I've been thinking right along is I don't have any debt. The building is paid for, bought lock, stock, and barrel. I do have taxes on it every year, so technically, even though your property's paid off, you never really own it. All the inventory is bought and paid for. Anything that's in that shop has been paid for. And I do enjoy going down there. I do enjoy seeing my customers that are my friends. But I asked Claude, how many more years are you going to want to do this? Because he's 73. And with having a quadruple heart bypass, that kind of got me thinking, life is short. Do I want to be married to the business for the rest of my life, or do I want to try something new, where I'm spending time with the grandkids more, fishing more? But, I can do that now. Honestly, I can do that now. I own the business. There's no reason why we can't shut the doors and hook the boat up and go fish for a couple hours and then come back, finish up our work. It really isn't. And most of the really good fishing is from like 5 in the morning till 7, so you'll be back by 7:30 and you still be able to put in a day. And have fish for dinner, if you're lucky. So yeah, all good valid points. Do I need the extra money right now? No. I would just probably put it in the bank. And the idea of, at my age, do I want to put up a new building and have debt? Because there would be some debt. Because the building I want to put up, just the concrete floor alone would probably run me 10, 15 grand. And it'd be one of those labor of loves because it would probably be Claude, my son, and myself. We could put up the structure. And then it would be months, I know it would be months, getting all the wiring done, getting stuff done to code. The list goes on. And every time you do something, building the building isn't that expensive. It's all the stuff that you do inside the building that starts getting costly, right? Because you got to have a setup for a welder plug. And then I've got a 100-foot extension cord for the welder. It's about that big around. That I would take with me to save money because that is around $7-8 a foot now. You'd have to wire in outlets. You'd have to put in air an air compressor. I've got a spare air compressor I could use, but I still have to pipe all lines all the way around. And like Claude said, if you're going to do something like that, you want to build it with the idea that if you decide to shut the small engine repair business down, that you could use it and utilize it for something else. You know, whether it be storing my farming equipment in it, or just my Jaguar with the 2 4-wheelers and side-by-side and motorcycle that are in my other garage right now. Because that's the next thing, is getting the bike out and seeing if I got enough strength and balance to ride the old girl. The last few years I haven't put a lot of miles on it. I keep threatening to. But that's one of the main reasons I got rid of the 3 Harleys that I had, was they were just sitting in the garage gathering dust. So yeah, you know, it's one of those deals where I keep going back and forth. And I just figured I put it up to the man upstairs. Whatever happens, happens, right? If something happens, it happens for a reason. But I'll be honest with you too, that I'm looking at, what do I want to leave my kids? What kind of mess do I want to leave my kids? And that is, you know, not knowing what value things have in the repair shop. You know, what to keep, what to get rid of. I've tried to spell it out as much to both of my kids as I can while I'm alive. And I always tease my daughter, because when I was in upstate and she was there for both procedures, she had after I sent her home, because she stayed the whole first week, her and her fiance and my granddaughter Olivia, which is going on 5, spent time going through my house and doing house cleaning. And she kept finding plastic jugs and containers full of money. And what I've done for years is I keep a plastic container out in the kitchen. So when I come in, any change that I have and any ones that I have get stuck into these jars. And over time, you're talking 30 some years, I've acquired quite a few jugfuls of change, dollar bills, to the point of where I have envelopes now of $100 bills in them stashed everywhere. And I always kid with her that that's your inheritance, kiddo. When I go, make sure you check the house for all the containers. But no, you don't want to leave your kids a mess either. You know, I've got a wife, but you know, we're all talking and she may need more care than what I can give her at home. So that's on the block of trying to make decisions on. And I know we all face those difficulties in life of trying to figure out what is the best thing for everyone involved, right? But when my daughter and fiance were helping me when it came to cleaning the house, they went into my kitchen and basically threw everything away. I mean, my daughter bought me all brand new pots and pans. I think there were 3 plates left that she did keep. And then there was a bunch of paper plates and storage containers that she brought in. But I went to measure out, because I have 2 of the glass measuring cups or whatever you have. I couldn't find them. I went to find a spatula. Where's my spatulas? They're gone. Come to find out, she just got tired of looking at it and started throwing all this stuff away. So now I'm going to have to go over to the dump now that the snow is off and see how much stuff I can get back. But she has no value on that stuff. The older glass measuring things are worth quite a bit now to collectors. But I use them all the time. But you can't live your life, trying to get all your affairs in order, especially if you're going to be around for a while, right? And I plan on being around for quite some time. They said that the average is 18 years after open heart surgery, and most people are 10 years or more older than I am when they have to have it. So I said, I'll take the additional 18 years. Why not? I'm just taking it day by day. Because I know that I try to live my life as if today is my last day. Honest to God. And I think that's why I'm more content. I don't need to have material things to make me feel good. I asked my granddaughter and my daughter last night, because one of my granddaughters is around 20. I tell them every night before I go to bed that I'm headed for bed and I love you. So I asked them last night, I said, are you guys getting tired of being told I love you from me at night? And both of them were spontaneous of never ever will that happen. This has started taking place ever since I got home. And it was all because they wanted to make sure I was okay at the end of the day. And it's also my daughter, it's her chance to usually vent a little bit. But she also makes sure I take my meds. Because if not, I'll forget them. And I was telling her last night, I said, I've done good this week. I've only forgot one night meds and one morning meds. I can remember crap that has no value, but to remember to take my meds and how to fill my medicine, no. But yeah, I think you, Jason, and Amos, you hit the nail on the head. Is you can make a few extra dollars and do something that you enjoy doing. And I think probably the man upstairs is going to say, don't sell. Why sell? I mean, it'd be one thing if I needed the money. If I needed the money, I've got 5 other parcels of land. The smallest being 50 acres. So, and that's something that I told my son, because he and my other son, which would be my son's future brother-in-law, we've had him on the farm hunting since he was 12. I was telling them, it may come a time where I have to sell off some of the land that we hunt. But I can't see myself anyplace else. I thought about selling what I have and then moving to like on the lake or a river or something. But I don't think I'd be content there. Here I got my beef cows I can mess with. We've got plenty of land to hunt, to roam around. You can pee off your front or back porch. If you want to set up a target out back of your house and go through 20 rounds, nobody cares. Nobody cares. Because somebody shooting at a target isn't all that uncommon up here. Especially just prior to opening season for white-tailed deer. For the deer rifles, you'll hear a lot of people out shooting. Getting their scopes and their guns sighted in. So basically, I'm just taking it day by day on the shop. If it sells, it sells. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And like Claude said, if it did sell, it wouldn't require that big of a place, a working area, to have all our needs met. For the air compressor, the welder, oxygen, acetylene, toolbox, and then miscellaneous odds and ends that could be hung on the walls, and then having the lawnmower jack lift. But what I can tell you is either way the videos will continue. You know, I told Claude that I said if we do sell the business, I'm taking down all the signs, Generac, Kohler, Briggs, Stens, all the sign, frontage signs. And I wanted to build a better prop area to do the videos instead of I can just imagine what all this crap looks like behind you. Because I enjoy doing the videos every morning. And I enjoy doing the fixing videos, which we're starting to crank back up, which you'll start seeing more of now that I'm healthier and stuff is starting to come in. We just finished up a clutch job on a Farmall Cub. Put a brand new pressure plate, clutch disc, throwout bearing, you name it, we put it in it. I bought a John Deere zero turn for a little over $100. Needed tires, so we got tires mounted yesterday. I'm gonna put that up on Facebook Marketplace. Get rid of that. Today we'll get a John Deere Gator, putting a new thermostat housing on that was cracked. We did the oil change on it. We put a new belt on it, new plug, new air filter. They look like they were all original from the time it was bought 30 years ago. We got in the shop right now. We got to do a tear down on a David Brown 990 to find 2 oil leaks that are in behind the steering column. We just picked up another compact yesterday that the guy gave us a list. I love it when they give you lists. Everything from the hydraulics to the bucket to what have you. That is ready to come in. All we have to do is take the bolts out of the romps and it folds down. Drive that right in. Then we have a Ford 600 tractor that needs to come in and be split. And we've got a brand new clutch kit for that coming as well. So we're starting to stay busy, but it's been more on the agricultural side. But no, I appreciate all the input that you guys are giving. It helps me a lot. Because, sometimes you just need somebody on the outside to give their 2 cents. Because you're undecided. And my son, we talked for a couple hours about it. He said, "What do you want to do, Dad?" I said, "I don't know." He said, "If you don't know, don't do it until you do know." So on that note, you guys have a great day. We'll catch you here bright and early probably tomorrow morning, but we'll definitely be back for Monday for the weekday for next week. You guys have a great weekend if you don't hear from me in the meantime.